With my mother-in-law, and I want you to tell me, what would you do? Lauren just sent me an email that what would you do? That TV show I like to watch. He just saw it on YouTube. It's a new one. I was thinking about it because I haven't seen it in months. Although maybe it's canceled. And Lauren said he just saw this new show. Not new show. What would you do? So I'm going to ask you a question. What would you do? I just had a lovely conversation with my mother-in-law. Andrew went to a store called Fortino's to get the mother-in-law seltzer. She has to have seltzer. So he said, Dad, will you sit in the car while I get the seltzer? I said, fine. So I'm sitting in the car, and I'm sitting in the back of the car. Mother-in-law is sitting in the front of the car, and the music's playing. I'm thinking, maybe this isn't safe. Anyone can just go into the driver's seat and drive the car away. So I go from the back of the seat to the front seat. I'm just sitting there with the music on, and the mother-in-law starts hollering at me. Well, Andrea comes out with the cart, and she's taking one box of seltzer in, another box of seltzer in, another, and she says, "You're just going to sit there? I can't believe you're just going to sit there. I'm taking all this seltzer in." Now, did I ask Andrea to go get seltzer? Did I say, Andrea, I love to have seltzer. Can you get me seltzer? Andy decided to go get seltzer. Why do I have to schlep boxes of seltzer into the car for my mother-in-law? I won't even sit in my mother-in-law's chair. Andy decided to get seltzer, and always she's going to complain, her back hurts, her shoulder hurts, her arm hurts, she can't lift her arm, she can't lift her shoulder. Great. Then why would she go get the seltzer? Why would she say, hey, kids, my mother needs seltzer. Can somebody go get her seltzer? If she can't, but obviously she can do it because she's lifting boxes of seltzer. I'm not lifting boxes of seltzer. If I don't have to lift something heavy, the doctor tells me I'm out of shape. I am out of shape. So I'm not straining myself to lift boxes of seltzer, especially my mother-in-law. So I'm just taking one box, two boxes. I can't believe you sit there. I'm getting seltzer here. Can you imagine I would say this to anybody? Are you guys going to sit in the car and let me do it? You know me. Could I say that to anybody? So then he takes one box, two boxes, three boxes while I'm sitting there, and then says, this box is open. I can't believe it's open. I have to take it in to get a new box of seltzer, whatever it is. And maybe there's 12 cans in a box. Heavy. So Andrea goes back into the store, and then my mother, now, I tape recorded the conversation. It was tape right in front of her while I was recording it. But this is from what I can remember. As soon as Andrea left, you son of a bitch! You son of a bitch! You good for nothing! You not a man! She said, you're not a man, you're a woman. Why don't you help your wife? That's what she says to me. So now, what do you say to that? When it just comes out of the blue. You son of a bitch! Why don't you help your wife? So you tell me what you do, because here's what I did. I recorded. I'm going to play this recording for you. I said, did I tell Andrea to go to the store and get seltzer? Did I say, hey, do me a favor. Go to the store and buy 10 boxes of seltzer. Did I say that? You no good. I don't know why she live with you. I said, she doesn't live with me. She lives with you. Andrea's grandfather. Andrea's father passed away last February. Since then, Andrea has moved in with the in-law. She said, well, Dave, I'll see you later, and then moved right in with the in-law, and that was it. Left the two kids sitting here, my two kids, Lauren and I, and that was it. We have to wash, clean the house, clean the floor. The place looks like the Oscar Madison's place, Felix Unger, The Odd Couple, that's what the place looks like. And that was about it. So Lauren says, Andrea says, I'll have to get a nanny to come live here with the in-law. So Lauren says, I don't want the nanny to come live with the in-law. I'm going to go live with the in-law. I don't want a stranger to live with the in-law. So Lauren goes to live with the in-law. Now we got Lauren living with the in-law, and then Andrew living with the in-law. Now it's just Jared and I. And then Jared says, well, I got to go to college. See you later. Then he goes to college. Now it's just me. It's a frat house, having parties here all day. People say, what the hell's going on with your family? That's what they say to me. I said, well, Andrew's living with the in-law. And everybody says, even last week, we're out with friends. And Andrea's friends say, Andrea, how's your mother? Andrea says, fine, I live with my mother. And Andrea's friends say, why do you live with your mother? He says, well, somebody has to take care of my mother. I mean, thank God her mother's not an invalid. She's able to walk and talk and do all these things, And we just took Andrew's mother out for breakfast, taking her out for a steak dinner tonight. She gets her hair done. She can plays cars during the week. She's able to get around, but for some reason doesn't want to be alone. So Andrea goes to live with the in-law, and that's just the way it is. So Andrea's friend said, why isn't in-law coming to live with you? Because that's what I thought it would be. My grandparents live with us, and when I grew up in Philadelphia, the parents, when they get older, go live with the children. Not in this case. In this case, the children goes to live with the in-law, and she doesn't live in a mansion. She lives in an apartment building. A small apartment building. It's like one bedroom. It's 2 bedrooms, a bathroom. It's the great mystery of life. But I've accepted the way things are. You get lemons, you make lemonade. What are you going to do? That's the way it is. People don't understand how my point of view can be like that. How can you just put up with all these crazy things that go? What am I going to do? That's the way it is. So you make the best of it. I'm a hedonist. I live for pleasure. I live for fun. I find good. I find positive situations, and I move forward in a positive way versus complaining and bullshit. I try to find positive, fun things to do because I'm a hedonist. So Andrew's been living with the in-law for over a year. I just lives there. I live here. Jared came back from college, so Jared lives here. Lauren went to live with a girlfriend, and I'm here now with Jared and I. That's it. And that's the way it is. And people, everyone I speak to, I mean, I don't say, hey, you hear what's going on? Andrew's living with the in-law. I don't say that. They just say, well, what's new? And how's your wife? And I say, she's living with the in-law. And they say, why is she living with the in-law? And I say, because she has to take care of the in-law. And the in-law doesn't want to be alone. And they say, is your in-law bedridden? I said, no, she happily walks and talks and does things. And by then you went to live there. That's the way. What do you want from me? That's the way it is. So this conversation. So when the in-law said to me, I don't believe, how does my daughter live with you? I don't know how she lived with you. I said, she doesn't live with me. She lives with you. Didn't you notice that? You see a body walking up and down the living room? That's who it is. It's your daughter. I got it all on tape here. You son of a bitch. You good for nothing. Why does she stay with you? I said, I ask the same question all the time. I can't figure that part out either. The only thing I can figure out is Andrea likes to go to Hawaii. She likes to go to Las Vegas. She likes to go to New York. Likes to go to Broadway shows. Likes to go to the Bahamas. She likes to go 2 weeks in a suite. She likes to go to the Atlantis. Maybe that's why she lives with you. I said, remember when I took you and your husband to the Mirage and we all stayed in the suite? Yeah, only once. She just said, oh, David, that was so kind. I remember you took us to Las Vegas and you treated us for dinners and you had us in a suite. That was very, very nice of you. I might even pay for their airfare. I can't remember. And she said, only once that I took them to Las Vegas for a week and put them up in a suite. I said, that suite cost me $300 for that suite. Then Andrea comes running out and says, oh, you're arguing again? That's it, you're arguing. I'm not taking you out anymore for breakfast. I'm not taking you out anymore for breakfast. Now, today's Jared's birthday. And Andrea's hollering at me. She's punishing me. She's not going to take me out to breakfast anymore because I'm arguing with her mother. You can't write this stuff. And I had to do. So what would you do? Now, I have the recording here. I want you to hear this recording here. Listen to this. Oh, the in-law's hollering at me because I won't sit in her chair. I won't. She sits in a chair. She sits in the living room watching television. Great. Then Andrea comes home and then gives her mother dinner. Then her mother sits in a chair in the kitchen. It's a part of the same living room. That's how small the place is. And then gets up and then goes back on her chair to watch the television. She gets up from the chair to television to another chair in the kitchen. She eats, gets back up, back in the chair. That's back and forth 3 times a day. Breakfast, lunch, that's all it is. Lauren couldn't take living there, so that's why he moved in with his girlfriend. He couldn't take it anymore. I said, Lauren, you got to find this entertainment. It's too crazy. It's too nutty. One day, Andrea called. She said, go visit my mother. I'm working all day. You have to go visit my mother. I said, okay. So I went to walk over to visit her mother. And as I'm walking there, the friends and the neighbors, whatever, they couldn't get in the apartment. They said the mother-in-law fell. So I have the key. So I went to go in the apartment, and the mother-in-law is on her knees because she was getting up from her chair where the television is. And I guess her knees buckled or whatever it is. Until she was on her knees. So when I opened the door, she said, this is your fault. You dropped the Kleenex yesterday under the table, and I went to get it. You made me do this. How do you write this stuff? How can I not blog about it? I wasn't even there. I just happened to go at that time because Andrea called to go visit my mother. So I went to go visit her, and the friends are trying to get in touch with the superintendent to open the door. And I open the door, and the in-law's on her knees, and she says, I made her go on her knees. I caused her to fall because the day before I dropped the Kleenex under the table, and she saw the Kleenex. So the day after, she went to pick up the Kleenex, so she stood up, and then she fell, and I caused her to fall because of the Kleenex from the day before. Can't write this stuff. So I said to Lauren, how could you not be entertained by this nuttiness? My mother-in-law would holler at me the way I pull the toilet paper, and the towel paper. Why you pull like that? Don't do that! The way I pull the towel paper on the towel. I said, it's too crazy not to talk about. Anyway, so I won't sit in her chair. She's mad at me, upset at me that I won't sit in her chair. I don't want to sit in her chair. I don't want anything to do with my mother-in-law. The seltzer that I just bought, the 6 bottles of seltzer, I didn't ask her to buy the seltzer. I don't want to touch the seltzer. I don't want anything to do with my mother-in-law. Yeah, I figured my mother-in-law moved into the house when my father-in-law passed away, but that's not what happened. It went the other way. Can you imagine this? You're married, you have 4 kids, husband, wife, 4 kids, you go on vacations, you go to movies, you go to dinners, great! And then somebody, God forbid, passes away in your family, and your wife says to you, well, I'll see you later, I'm going to go be with my mother, and that's about it. And that's what happened. So when you have a house where the wife cooks and does dinner and cleans and washes and does whatever they do here, that's flew out the window. Now David Bronson has to do the wash, has to wash the floor, whatever the hell I do in this house. You should do it. Andrea comes home, look at the towels. So I pick up all the towels and I put them in the towel cabinet, and so I just push them all in. Look at your cabinet, all the clothes. I pick up all my clothes, my shirts, my jeans. I just push it in. You think I fold anything up? How can you live like this, she says. I said, I need a housekeeper. I need a full-time housekeeper. That's what I need. A full-time housekeeper that lives and straightens up. That's all I need. Anyway, so my mother was hollering that I won't sit in her chair. That's what bothers her. It bothers her. I don't want anybody sitting in my chair. But it bothers her. I won't sit in her chair. Listen to this.
I told you. You're not sitting on my chair. Right. You son of a bitch. How can you, my daughter, live with you? Your daughter doesn't live with me. She lives with you. What do you think's been happening the whole time? You forgot? When you see somebody... I thought you help her.
She said, why don't you help her? Her hands hurt. She just carried 6 boxes of seltzer. How bad can her hands hurt? If her hands hurt, you don't carry 6 boxes of seltzer.
Did I ask her to go to Fortino?
So I'm saying, did I ask Andrea to go to Fortino? Did I ask her to get the seltzer?
No. Did I say, Andrew, do me a favor. Your mother needs seltzer. Please go and buy 10 boxes of seltzer for your mother. Did I say that? You were good for nothing. So, if Andrea made the choice to go to... You were good for nothing. Because Andrea made...
You're good for nothing. You're good for nothing.
Go to Fortino's to get seltzer. And while there, she said, you know how you drink that?
Now she's saying, why you drink it? I don't drink it. I won't have anything to do with my mother-in-law. I won't drink anything of hers, nothing. I don't want nothing to do with her. I don't drink her seltzer. I want nothing to do with her seltzer. Now she's accusing me of drinking her seltzer.
And I saw you drink it.
I saw you drink it. That's what she said. I saw you drink it.
I would never drink your seltzer. I wouldn't even sit on your chair, let alone drink your seltzer. You know that. I won't even sit behind you in the car. I sit on that side. That's why I sit on that side. Yeah. That doesn't say nothing. But when Andrea said, you're not a husband, you're good for nothing.
She said, you're not a husband, you're good for nothing.
When Andrea said, I don't know how my daughter could live with you. You could get money to buy anything. No. Yeah, I say the same thing. I agree with you.
She said, I don't know how my daughter live with you. You give money for anything? No. Well, she's right there. The last time we were in Las Vegas, I think I bought her a $300 Coach bag, and I paid for her girlfriend to go to Las Vegas and stay at the Wynn, who also brought the other girlfriend. Somebody paid for that. I thought it was me. I can't remember who it was. Maybe somebody paid for that. And I remember I just took Andrea to, I think, Niagara Falls for a few days. Somebody paid for that too. I thought I did. And we ate steak dinners, $100. Who's been paying for this stuff? Here's more.
How does Andrea live with me? I say the same thing. And then I thought, well, she likes to go to Hawaii. She likes to go to Las Vegas. She likes Broadway shows. She likes $100 dinners. I said, that's why she's with me. That's the only thing I can think of. Is the highlight $60,000 bar mitzvahs for each kid.
$60,000 bar mitzvahs
2
for
weeks
each kid.
and a suite in Las Vegas.
A suite in Las
She
Vegas.
has a dick. She has a dick.
My mother-in-law said she has a taste. I'm glad to let her pay for it. Why do I have to pay for it?
She has the money too. Why don't you make money like any husband? How do you think? Remember I took you and your husband to Las Vegas? Remember that? Guess what? Why did I do that? It cost me money for the suite, $300 a night.
What am I into? I'm 14 minutes already. Anyway, I wanted to hear that. So what would you do when you have a crazy conversation like this? With all the luxury that we live in. Now, I don't have to answer my mother, but here's the crazy part. When we got back in the car, Henry says, oh, you're fighting with my mother? I'm not taking you out to breakfast anymore. I can't write this stuff. Can you hear me say to anybody, oh, you had a fight with my mother? Forget it. No lunch. You can't write this stuff. That's why I have to blog about it, because it's too crazy. And then when it gets out of my head, but it's too much great material to write down because you can't write it. Now, of course, the mother-in-law always wants the best for the daughter. I get that. And the mother has had it pretty good. Has had a better lifestyle than her parents ever gave her. I get it. But when the mother-in-law, and I don't owe any answers to my mother-in-law, I just find it entertaining, the crazy things she says. Especially when she says, when I said, well, who took you to the Las Vegas for a weekend? You stayed in the suite. Who did that? Only once you took us. All right, what would you do in a conversation like this? Now, still, I want my mother-in-law to come live here because, not because I want anybody to live here also. They're spending so much money. They're paying over $1,200 a month. That's more than a mortgage. $1,200 to live in a bullshit, crazy apartment. They're living there. And it doesn't make sense. I said, we should be living here, but my world is topsy-turvy. My goal is to get to Las Vegas. That's all I have to do. Every day I got to get to Las Vegas, Las Vegas, Las Vegas. We had a great run here in Toronto. It's time to go to Las Vegas. What are you going to do? All right, Dave's TV Empire. If you want to make a lot of cash, get me to Las Vegas and tell me what you would do. If you're a web guy, an eBay guy, a video guy, I do business with Shark Tank, Dragon's Den type TV product suppliers. I got to get to Las Vegas. I got the hottest products now. I'm doing an infomercial in 2 weeks for a new product called Fuel Shark. You put it in your lighter and it saves you gas in your car. And I'm getting that product now so I can drive to Las Vegas. Can't write this down. There's so much more I could tell you. But this has happened today on Jared's birthday. So happy birthday, Jared. Oy vey. It's too entertaining. And then Andrew says, don't answer me. Don't answer my mother. Don't talk to my mother. She's 80 years old. Why are you talking to my mother like this? Now, I always said, wait a minute. What does age have to do with anything? If my mother-in-law is able to walk and talk, she gets her hair done, gets her nails done, gets pedicures, goes to restaurants, going to dinner tonight. She goes to play cards. If she's able to do all these things, and she's able to communicate, and she's able to say, you son of a bitch, I don't know if my daughter live with you. She doesn't live with me. She lives with her mother. Is her mother, God forbid, getting that senile? She doesn't know who that body is in the house that walks up and down and makes her dinner every night? Who? Ay, I sound like an owl. And the last thing is, one time, Lauren was telling me some story what would happen in entertainment. I can't remember whatever the story was with entertainment. Could have been with Bobby Brown or whatever it was with Rihanna, something, whatever was going on. And I had to go to Swiss Chalet to get chicken to bring in dinner, whatever it was. So I went to Swiss Chalet to bring in chicken, the takeout. And I come into the apartment building with a takeout. I'm holding, I see the story on Entertainment Tonight. They have the TV on. So I hear it as I'm coming in. So I walk over to the TV. The in-law is sitting in the kitchen table, which is 3 feet away or 4 feet away from where I am. And I want to go hear the story that just happened to come on as I walked in the door. And what does the in-law say to me while I'm standing there watching the TV, this Entertainment Tonight story? I'm hungry! Like a Viking. I'm hungry! That's what she said. She didn't say, Dave, the food's going to get cold. Can you bring the food over here? I want to eat. I have it. No. I'm hungry! That's what... Can't write this stuff. Dave's TV Empire. I got a lot more. Dave's TV Empire, Rogers.com. Let's make a lot of money again. Let's all go to Las Vegas. It's the spring. It's the summer. We've got to have a ball. It's too much material not to talk about and have fun. Dave's TV Empire, Rogers.com. Bye.